Now, I know you're very much used to people trashing the Amazing Spider-Man movies on the internet, but even though the second one is an objectively bad movie, and I definitely have some problems with this one, keep in mind, I'm not a movie critic or some Spider-Man mega fan that read all the comics and hates it when you change even just the smallest thing. I'm just a guy that loves Spider-Man and loves watching Spider-Man movies. The original title for this video was A Love Letter to Spider-Man Origin Movies, but that video was going to be way too long and the title was just a little bit gay, so here we are. The movie starts off and we're introduced to my first problem with the film, Peter's parents. I don't like the fact that his dad is the one that makes the spiders that turn him into Spider-Man. It really takes away from the moral lesson that any one of us could be Spider-Man, and made it seem almost predestined for Peter to become Spider-Man instead of him just being some kid at the right place at the right time, and now he has to take on all this responsibility. The whole show his parents next time. You're doing way too much. You don't need all that for a Spider-Man movie. Just kill Uncle Ben, have him bite a spider or have a spider bite him, have him kiss MJ, have them break up at the end. That's it, you have a Spider-Man movie. You don't need his parents, my G. I'm just going to say it. This man Andrew Garfield is definitely too handsome to be playing Peter Parker. No homo. The scene at the beginning where the pretty girl is talking to him and it looks like she's trying to ask him out, but she just wants him to take pictures of her boyfriend's car or something, doesn't work the way it was supposed to, because one, Peter doesn't look nearly as nervous as he should be if he really was a nerd and a pretty girl was talking to him. If you watch this scene without audio, he looks so calm and unfazed and almost looked like he was flirting with her as well. Plus, the man is so handsome and she is so pretty that I would actually believe you if you told me that they were actually a couple in real life. I like how the movie makes him wear his father's glasses from now on, because they are starting to realize that this dude just might be way too handsome to even remotely look like a nerd. So we're just supposed to believe that he has the exact same eye problem as his dad, which is why the glasses just work perfectly for him. Okay, so the movie starts to get weird right around here because Peter sneaks into Oscorp to try and talk to some guy his dad used to work with. He runs into the same guy, flexes his big brain, meets Gwen, flirts some more, and now Gwen is even more attracted to him because not only is he brave, he's also bold and adventurous, because on top of standing up to bullies that could definitely beat him up, he also sneaks into highly secured buildings under false identities, seemingly for fun. I can't be the only one that has noticed that every time we've seen Gwen so far, she looks like she's about to audition for the innocent schoolgirl role in an adult film or something. I'm not just seeing things, right? Peter then completely forgets why he snuck into Oscorp in the first place, because he completely just starts following this other guy that has a file with the same logo he saw in his dad's briefcase. Peter gets beaten and then starts accidentally beating up some guys on the train because, oh no, I'm super agile and I don't know how to stop deflecting their punches. I'm sorry. Which, by the way, is just one of many scenes where he just openly reveals his powers to people. He does it so many times in this movie that I don't know how he didn't get caught before he even made the suit. He sticks to the roof of a train in front of a bunch of passengers. He catches a fly out of thin air right in front of Aunt May. He went from being publicly beaten and humiliated by Flash to completely bodying the same Flash and shattering a whole backboard and hoop with relative ease, with tons of witnesses, literally 3 days later. He shattered the glass door of his house relatively easily. He literally holds Flash up in the air by his hoodie in front of the whole school. He jumps from a really high building and swings across an outdoor restaurant in the middle of the day, causing all kinds of havoc to their tables and chairs without a mask on, and just casually walks away. Now, ignoring the fact that the streets were completely empty, which, by the way, why is New York so empty in all these Spider-Man movies? At least someone in the restaurant must have seen him. People in other buildings could have seen him jump. Traffic cameras could have caught him swinging away. I mean, you can't just do Spider-Man things in one of the most populated cities in the world without a mask on and not find yourself on the front page of the news that same afternoon. You're just tempting J. Jonah Jameson at this point, Peter. He comes back at night with bruises on his face and openly reacts when the policeman announces a warrant for Spider-Man's arrest on the TV right in front of Aunt May. He openly antagonizes the lead detective on the Spider-Man case in front of his whole family as he defends the vigilante he's trying to arrest in his own home. He jumps off Gwen's apartment building when it was very likely that Gwen's mom could have come back and seen him at any moment. He literally reveals himself to the kid on the bridge. literally bends the football post with the football in front of witnesses, literally charges at a giant lizard monster at school while everyone else ran away from it, literally gets unmasked in the middle of the city, then goes on to make secret identity jokes in No Way Home.
I don't carry an ID with me, kind of defeats the whole anonymous superhero thing.
He has that scene where everything breaks because he has super strength now and doesn't know how to control it. I guess he just magically learns how to control it because we never see him have that problem again throughout the movie. Anyway, he's Spider-Man now and clearly needs someone to fight, so he goes off to create the lizard. Share the decay algorithm with Dr. Connors or something. The same algorithm that his dad literally had to abandon him, go on the run and then eventually die in order to keep a secret. Sure, Peter, why not just undo your dad's entire life sacrifice in one afternoon? I like how Gwen's attraction for Peter slowly builds up in this movie because he goes from standing up to the bully and now he's brave to straight up sneaking into Oscorp under a false identity, and now he seems like this adventurous / bold guy that sneaks into highly secured buildings seemingly just for fun. And now after the scene where he embarrasses Flash with the basketball, he has fully cemented himself as a bad boy in Gwen's mind and she can't even hide it anymore. Even the scene where she asks him if he got expelled or something, she looks like she can't wait to get his shirt off. I love all the scenes between Gwen and Peter because it's always just so authentic and real and cute, and you just want them to get married under God, have a big family and grow old together. I love how slow the scenes are too because they remind me of the times I would just sit and talk with my girlfriend at the time in secondary school, and we would just talk, laugh and just blush at each other during the awkward silences. The movie could have just made Gwen fall for Peter out of nowhere for no reason, simply because that's just what happens in the comics. But they took that extra step to slowly build her attraction towards Peter, and it just made the movie that much better upon further rewatching for me.
If you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. Not choice, responsibility.
Good efforts, W remix, but nothing really beats the original. Roll the clip!
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Ah, yes. Perfection. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm looking at you, Tom Holland. Peter up in the wall, looking like an actual bat for no reason at all. Well, I guess now we know where BVS got its inspiration for Batman's opening scene. I like how he just straight up steals the webbing from Oscorp, then just tells the bad guys, oh, I developed the webbing just because he made the web shooters.
Webbing that I developed myself. I don't think you really want to know. Come on, let me go!
They literally had him on rooftops at night, listening to police radios, trying to find his uncle's killer while he was chilling with the gargoyles. If that's not bootleg Batman on steroids, I don't know what is. I like how he would catch the bad guy in the act, confirm it's not his uncle's killer, then just let him go free to go commit more crimes. It really shows how he hasn't really become Spider-Man yet, because even though he has the powers now, he still hasn't accepted the responsibility that comes with them. The suit is actually really cool though. It definitely fits his skater kid, outcast, brooding, Dark Knight vibe that he's got going on. But it's not my favorite suit. My favorite Spider-Man suit is in the worst Spider-Man movie ever made. I'll let you guys have fun with that one in the comments. I like the fact that after he got his costume, he still comes off as a bully when he's with the bad guys, and comes off as this spoiled, arrogant brat when he's with the police, even though the police technically just started shooting at him after he just did like 80% of their jobs.
I just did 80% of your job.
The movie is really taking us along on the journey of Peter Parker actually becoming Spider-Man. I like the fact that he doesn't just become Spider-Man once he got the suit. Plus, it was just a really funny scene overall. Mr. Bootleg Batman has been ignoring his girl so much that now she essentially has to invite him to come meet her parents just to keep their whole flirtatious vibe going on. I like how Peter essentially forgets all about his uncle's killer the moment he steps into Gwen's room for the first time. All that vengeance, all that Batman, all that brooding, all that revenge, all that stalking, whoop, gone. Just like that, the moment he smelled her perfume again in her room. Well, I guess now we can see where Homecoming got the inspiration for that nerve-wracking scene between Peter and Adrian in the car. They definitely improved upon the scene in Homecoming because at least in Homecoming, Peter was super quiet and Liz was the one essentially spilling his identity. But in this movie, my man Peter is just telling everybody that he's Spider-Man. Chill out. And after all of that, after completely antagonizing her father in his own home, little Miss Gwen Stacy is still head over heels for this Peter guy. As if she wasn't love-stricken enough, Peter essentially just spills his identity right in front of her. You can just see in her eyes how her level of attraction for Peter just skyrockets immediately she finds out that Peter is essentially a bad boy by day and a vigilante by night. The scene where the lizard goes after the Indian guy in the car on the bridge is genuinely scary, because imagine you're trapped in a car in the dead of night and there's this giant scary monster on top of the car trying to literally tear your face off with its giant monster claws. You don't need to be claustrophobic for that thought to give you nightmares. Now, this scene right here, where Peter has to go save the kid from falling off the bridge in the car or something. I'm very sure that this is where we finally see Peter go from being the revengeful, prideful boy to the responsible man that we all know and love as Spider-Man. Because he literally goes down there, takes off his mask for the sole purpose of calming the kid down. He didn't have to do that. He could have just webbed him up or got in there and snatched him and gotten them out of there. But no, he took on not only the responsibility of the child's safety, but also the child's peace of mind, which is exactly the kind of attitude we need in our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He was definitely going vision, because he's gone from wanting to catch his uncle's killer to wanting to catch the lizard guy to wanting to get his autograph for some money. I mean, it's not even really emphasized in this movie that Peter is struggling for money. So the whole reward for proof thing just didn't fit. In hindsight, it might have just been a lazy way to show that, Peter Parker is Spider-Man to the lizard by having him leave his camera there for no reason after their fight. And at least take your name off the camera if you're going to bring it as Spider-Man to the evil lair of your bad guy. The lizard making an explosive in chemistry class was definitely funny. I like how Peter thinks he literally has the upper hand because he can crawl on the roof. Then Lizard was just like, hold my gravity, then gets on the roof with him. This scene right here just proves that nothing surpasses the wisdom of God. Because the woman that God put in his care, his girlfriend, his wife, his possible fiancée, the moment she got into the scene, the moment she got into the scenario, previously he was cracking jokes, playing with the lizard, running away, jumping, doing all sorts of silly things. But the moment Gwen got into danger, my man flipped a switch, bro. Locked in and just completely immobilized the lizard. Another thing I love about this movie is that Peter's suit would just get damaged and dirty, and he would literally have to wait like that into the next battle with all the tears, scars and stains on his body. It makes him very relatable as a guy, because he too can't afford the best suits all the time. Neither does he even have the ability to clean or amend the suit he's got on in time for the next battle. It provides a good visual aid and reminder for progression of the narrative. Like, remember that time Peter got torn apart in the sewers? Yeah, that was literally yesterday. Meanwhile, in the newer movies, my man Peter can't go 20 minutes without having a new suit thrown at him, while the old ones are almost always still perfectly intact. I mean, he literally got like 4 new suits in one of those new movies, and they couldn't stop talking about it in the trailers. The fact that the lizard abandoned his lab in the sewers and just left it intact with a PowerPoint presentation of his plan to transform the city, complete with a video presentation for Spider-Man to find, was just really dumb, to be honest. They really did try to make this movie look like The Dark Knight, didn't they? Most of the Spider-Man fight scenes we get are either at night or in the dark, with the exception of the school fight scene. Look at Sony really out here trying to make Spider-Man look edgy, but they did look really cinematic though. I mean, just look at this. Crazy. I don't understand why Peter needed swinging assistance from the crane guy that he saved his son on the bridge that one time. He got shot in the leg, not in the arm. So why exactly is his swinging affected? Captain Stacy dies because Peter left him alone with the lizard, which wasn't exactly the smartest move, but alright. Peter kind of promises to break up with Gwen to keep her safe or something, which if you ask me, he could have wiggled his way right out of. Because he didn't really say I promise or nod his head. He just vibrates his head, then Captain Stacy dies. I really don't know if Aunt May knows that Peter is Spider-Man at this point, because it should really be obvious by now. Even if she wants to ignore all the other glaring evidences, My man was gone all night while there was a major battle in the city, and he comes back only after the battle is over with bruises all over his body. He might as well have just taken out his suit and just laid it on the kitchen table for you. It was definitely very dumb that Peter wasn't there for Gwen after her father died, regardless of any promise that he may or may not have made. Like bro, her father just died, and now her boyfriend is ignoring her too. There's no monsters chasing you right now. You can go to the funeral and give that girl a hug at least. Even the freaking school bully was there.
Bye, shut up.
She had to come looking for you in your house, seeking your companionship, only for you to break her heart, on top of the fact that her father literally just died, bro. Elle move, Peter. Elle move. She starts giving him attitude in school, but my man spits some W rays in her ear, spits on Captain Stacy's grave and his promises. Then Gwen immediately just starts blushing for him again.
What's up, Parker? What's up? Hey, how's it going? You coming along, man?
The movie ends and we get that classic final swing through the city, which just also happens to be at night. But alright. You know what? No, it's not alright. Please, let this man swing through the city in some daylight. He's not Batman, yo. And why is the moon always full? It was literally full a few days ago. This is not how the world works, Sony. Overall, solid Spider-Man movie. W suits, W CGI lizard. Crazy how VFX from over 10 years ago looks way better than the nonsense Marvel released this year or last year in She-Hulk. Even crazier is how the lizard looks 10 times better in this than he did in No Way Home. I almost forgot, this movie has a post-credit scene. I completely forgot all about it, even though watching it didn't really ring any bells, to be honest. It's nothing special, honestly. Some creepy guy teleports into Dr. Connor's jail, slowly emerges from the shadows, says some stuff about Peter's dad, then teleports away. L post-credit scene, W movie. Anyway, that's about it. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you in the next video. W outro. I feel like the internet needs to leave W or L in like 2022, but I'm pretty sure it's going to persevere until like the end of 2024.